My name is Joe Kanatachi. I'm the overall coordinator for the mapping project, and it is a pleasure to welcome you all to this event, which, as you can see, has outgrown the room. We had these roundtables are normally intended for about 25 to 30 people, and we ended up with more than 60 coming along. So we will be doing our best to make you feel comfortable. At the same time, please feel free to stick to the original spirit of the roundtable, which is to participate. The whole idea is that people don't come along and listen only, but they come along, listen, and make others listen to them too. I will just take up 4 minutes or so, giving you a bit of background for those of you who don't know the mapping project too well. The mapping project is not your normal R&D project. It's not a research and design project which is designed to go out and create new things, though it may. But it's not intended to do that. It's actually a project about process. It comes from the European Commission's Science and Society program, one of the lesser known programs. A lot of people, for example, a lot of people would know our teams at the University of Groningen or the University of Malta or wherever. They would know them more for their work in security, in data protection, in cybercrime, cyberspace, so on and so forth. And normally for some straight, blue sky R&D, whether it's writing a new legal instrument or trying to discover what people think about surveillance or going away and actually working to design new technologies. Science and Society is a program which is designed precisely to try and create dialogue between those people who are doing hard science and soft science every day and the rest of European and worldwide society. In that case, it is very much about process. So rather than going out and creating new research, the task of the project is to go out, discover existing research, discover existing thinking, and bringing people together. So it's all about the process. The medium is the message, if I were to borrow an analogy. As we do so, the whole idea is to go out, find stakeholders, bring different stakeholders together, bring different disciplines together, whether it's people working in the IT sciences, whether it's people working in the legal sciences, whether people working in the social sciences, bring them together and speak with the different stakeholders and create a dialogue between the different stakeholders. So the end objective is that by the end of the project, which will be in about 3 years' time now, the project closes in 2018, we have a job to do insofar as we are supposed to be preparing, and we shall prepare, our contract with the European Commission says we shall prepare a roadmap, and specifically a roadmap for European policies dealing with internet governance, privacy, and intellectual property rights. Those, in fact, are the three substantive pillars of the mapping project: internet governance, privacy, and intellectual property. The way we do this is generally, there is a plan, and the plan is that once a year we have a largish 150 to 300 stakeholder meeting, which takes place in more or less September, October of every year. So this year it's going to be held in Hanover, and I'll take this opportunity to plug a bit for the Hanover event. If you like this event and you have enjoyed it, And if you think that you continue to engage in the mapping process, because it is a process, our intention is to continue enlarging the family of people engaged with mapping over the next 3 years. Please do tell us. Please find Alex or Christian or Professor Nicolaus Forgo or myself. Do come along and say, hey, listen, I liked what has been going on here. We'd like to remain involved. Please send us an invitation for next time. Or I would like to speak next time. You know, I think we have something to say about this subject. So please do so, because after the Hanover one this year, we're going to have in 2016, the annual General Assembly will be in Prague. And in 2017, especially for those of you who are not allergic to Mediterranean sunshine and food, then you can come down to Malta and enjoy the annual General Assembly there. The annual General Assembly feeds from previous events. And this is one of the events which it feeds from, right? The project, the mapping project, is divided into a number of work packages. And those work packages include, you will not be surprised, one work package on internet governance, one work package on privacy, one work package on intellectual property. And in fact, the roundtable we have today is organized by the work package dealing with intellectual property, which is work package 6. And that is coordinated by my good friend and colleague, Alexander Pastukov, which is the right time to give you the floor, Alex. So there you are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. It gives me a great pleasure to see so many people in this room, people coming from different countries, in fact, several continents, people coming from different backgrounds. We have some 60 registrations for in situ participation. Some 30 people are following us online. So it promises to be a very interesting event. Just a couple of words on the agenda. Since the mapping project is about the internet, we're talking mostly about open source today, not mixing open innovation with open source, but since we're dealing mostly with the internet, we're talking about free and open software movement. And in the afternoon, we're talking about the enablers or the facilitators of open innovation, namely open knowledge, open data, open access, open education, all things open that cater for the open innovation process and providing informational support, providing data, and facilitating exchange and a free flow of information among the scientists, innovators. And finally, we are wrapping up with session 5, chaired by Professor Kanatachi. And afterwards, everyone is more than welcome to join us for a little social event, a canapé reception that you find on your agenda. Let's enjoy our work today. And finally, I would like to thank our hosts, DiploFoundation, and for this wonderful opportunity to get together here in Geneva on this lovely day. And a representative of the host will say a couple of words too. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Good morning to everybody. As you may have noticed, I'm not Jovan Kurbalia, whose name is on the program and who is not able to be with us this morning, but will join us later in the afternoon. My name is Teresa Horejsova, and I work for the same organization. Now, first of all, very warm welcome to both of you in this room and to those following us online to International Geneva, global hub of internet governance and with relevance for today's debate on intellectual property rights to organizations such as WIPO, excuse me, or the WTO. Now, as Joe and Alex have mentioned, this seminar is taking place within the 7th Framework Program project called Mapping. And Diplo is a very proud member of this consortium of partners from around Europe. Now, the cooperation on this seminar and the decision to hold it here in Geneva was motivated by a few objectives. Namely, we wanted to outreach more information about the mapping project to the Geneva audience. We also wanted to provide the Geneva audience here with the expertise that exists within the mapping consortium, so thank you for bringing it here. And last but not least, we want to provide a further added value to the work we are doing in the framework of one of our major projects, the Geneva Internet Platform, which is exactly about providing a neutral space for debates where various actors from across the policy fields can get together and discuss issues. Now, internet governance is such is at a crossroads, and so is obviously the intellectual property rights. Internet is having significant impact on the IPR due to its collaborative nature, and it brings a number of challenges, some of which we will be discussing today, namely the major trend in prohibitive practices such as the peer-to-peer illegal downloading or push for the new business models, or third, we could mention the innovative licensing methods that are taking the IPR debate another step further. The focus of today, and Alex has been talking about it, will be on the alternative business models, which really bring the potential of securing protection of intellectual property, and at the same time, they can show to be economically sustainable for the authors. Now, this roundtable will explore these alternatives not only within the European ambit, but also globally. As a matter of fact, we do have speakers here from around the world, and we do have remote participants from around the world as well. Maybe one of the final notes on the remote participation. Diplo is a keen promoter of inclusive events with online participation elements. And the people that are joining us from around the world, we would like to try to provide them with the same opportunities that we are having here in the room. What does that mean practically? That they will have the space to ask questions to the panelists, to participate in the debate. I would like to urge the moderators of all panels to have this in mind and provide them with this space. We have a bridge in this room between the online participants and us here. This bridge has two names, Roxana Radu and Stephanie Borg-Psaila, sitting on your right, are the two remote moderators who are having separate dynamics in the discussion with the online participants. Last but not least, we will also be providing live Twitter coverage. If you want to outreach and are an active Twitter user to the Geneva Internet Platform community, please feel to use the GIP hashtag, which is written at the whiteboard. Now, having said that, I wish you very nice discussions, and thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Without further ado, I am going to do what I prefer doing, which is to go back to the room and keep quiet. And I'm going to leave most of the rest of the day in Alex's capable hands, and I'll be back to moderate the final session. So I think we'll also, Alex, you can go ahead and introduce the keynote speaker. Thank you.